Yesterday, we have discussed about electric field, okay? What is electric field, the definition, and also charge density. So we have introduced continuous charge approximation. It means that, this is the approximation from the case of discrete case, okay? If we take the n is the number of the charge of particle. Yeah, if n is very, very large, yeah, very large particle, very so many particle, very large, not so many, many particle n to the infinity, very large. Okay, the number of the particle is very large. Then we can use the continuous charge approximation. Okay, we just replace the summation represented by this sigma I to equal 1 to n. Okay, replaced by the integral. Okay, and qi, the discrete charges. Okay, I replaced by the infinitesimal charge. Okay, the capital Q. Okay. So we also have discussed this dq, the infinitesimal charge. Yeah. There is we introduce the notion of charge density, which length charge density. It means that the density of charge per length, and then the area charge density. So this charge per over area, and then charge density in the case of charge over volume, rho, okay? So if the charge density is constant, it means that all charges distribute equally, okay? Or uniformly over all of the bodies, okay? So don't forget, oh yeah, we have also discussed about uniform rod and also uniform ring, okay? And we have discussed also the if the distance, the distance of the ring is very large compared to its radius, okay? So it means that this ring, this electric field of the ring can take the limit to the case of point charge, okay? So this is in the case of if we consider a point which is far away from the center of the ring or from the ring itself. Okay, that's yesterday, okay? So don't forget, on Friday, you have assignment. Yeah? We have uniform rod, but you consider the point P in the middle of the rod, okay, with length L, and then also uniform ring, okay, which is the point P at y-axis, in the y-axis. Okay, so you have to derive the electric field of this problem. Okay, 9 o'clock, yeah. So you have to collect your assignment in Edunext, yeah, Edunext. Okay, I will assign it to you for Friday. Okay, okay. See, okay. So today we will discuss. Maybe I should. Okay. We will discuss about electric flux. What is fluxes? Okay, so you can consider or imagine the electric field lines here. Okay, this one. So this electric field lines, okay, which is uniform. And these lines penetrate a plane of area A, which is perpendicular to the field, okay? So the electric flux define the number of electric field that passing through or penetrating a surface of area A, okay? So this is the formula, okay? So if E is a constant, and A also is a constant also, so we could have the formula that phi E is the electric flux, yeah, which is equals to E times A, okay? This is the electric flux. Okay, so we will get some example here. For example, what is the electric flux through a sphere that has a radius 1 meter and carries a charge 1 microcoulomb at its center? Okay. Okay, this is the example. Yeah? So this one here. Okay, this E here. Okay. So this is a point charge Q here. Okay, and then we draw a sphere with radius, let's say R. Okay. What is the area of the sphere? The area of the sphere is 4 pi r squared. Okay. So VA in this case is equal to E times A. Okay. Which is again chi A, sorry, for the Q, yeah. So this is, okay, R squared. So this is R squared. We could, yeah, size it, okay? And then we get this 4 pi K A Q, that's that one, okay? So KE, okay, is 1 over 4 P epsilon 0. So this epsilon 0 is permittivity of vacuum. Permittivity of vacuum. Okay, so basically VA in this case 4-point particle is Q over epsilon 0. Okay, is there any question about this? So A here we call it Gauss surface. Gauss surface. Any question? Okay, any question? Any question? No. Okay. So just a moment. Okay, is there any question about this? No. Okay. Okay, clear ordering. Okay, good. So we will share the whiteboard. Okay. So this is basically the case what we have discussed the book. Okay. So we have, for example, if we consider a point particle at the center, let's say at the origin, and then we draw a sphere here. Okay. So we know that if the sphere is the radius of the sphere is r, okay. So it should be the area as I mentioned before. Just a moment. The area of the sphere is 4 pi r squared. Okay. Okay. And oh, we already write this one. Okay. So the electric field on the surface, on the sphere surface, yeah, because the radius of the sphere is r, okay, so it should be the magnitude of the electric field is Ke Q over r squared. So we could also write 4p epsilon 0 r squared. Okay. And you see that this E here only depends on the inverse of r squared. Okay. So it means that if we consider, for example, this point and also this point here, if these 2 points have the same radius, and then it should be the magnitude of the electric field should be the same. Okay. So these 2 points have the same magnitude of electric field. So this surface, we call it the equipotential surface. So if we will discuss it about the potential later. So if this E only depends on R, it means that it has spherical symmetry. So it should be this form is spherical symmetry. Because it only depends on the radius. Okay. Okay. So it should be, because we have a spherical symmetric electric field, it should be the potential has also the form of spherical symmetry. Okay. Any question about this? And also we know that this sphere is a closed surface, yeah, on which the electric field has the same magnitude. Yeah, this is closed surface. This is also called Gauss surface. Okay. Is there any question or something you want to comment or ask something? Anyone? Anyone have a question? No. Okay. Let us continue. So Gauss' law in the statement said that the distribution of electric field lines in the sphere, okay, is proportional to electric density inside the sphere. Okay. So the distribution of the electric field lines in the sphere is equal to the distribution of electric field on the surface, on the spherical surface. Okay. So this is the number of electric field on the surface. Okay, so the distribution of electric field lines in the sphere is proportional to the electric density inside the sphere. So this distribution of electric field lines in the sphere is equals to the number of electric field on the surface or on the spherical surface. Okay. This statement is equivalent. This one. Okay, so it means that this is a flux. Okay, this is electric flux. The electric flux on the sphere surface, okay, equal to Q. We call it Q enclosed. So Q enclosed over epsilon 0. So epsilon 0 indicates that we have a vacuum case. Okay. It means that the charge in the vacuum space, okay? Vacuum space. Sorry. Okay, so this is the general statement of Gauss' law. EA equals to Q enclosed over epsilon 0. So this E is the electric field, which is a constant, and A also is the area of the surface, yeah, which is also a constant. Okay. So in general, this electric field flux, electric flux, yeah, is equal to this integral, means that for closed surface, A dot dA. Okay, if we consider, for example, any arbitrary closed surface, then we have, for example, this is infinitesimal Q here. Okay, we have an electric field A, yeah, that penetrating the surface. So for closed surface, this S here, this is the integral means. Okay, so this equals to Q enclosed over epsilon 0. So I will give the example, a simple example, which is a point particle. Okay, a point particle. If you look at this picture, okay, we have a point particle at the center. Okay, and we know that the electric field in this case is Q over 4 pi epsilon 0 r squared. Okay, sorry. Okay, yeah. And we know that this spherical surface equals to 4 pi r squared, okay? If we take the spheric in this case, okay, we will get that this on the left-hand side, we have this one. Okay, on the right-hand side, we have this one. Q enclosed mean that how many charges that cover, this Gauss surface covers the charge. Okay, for example, how many charges that Gauss spherical surface cover the charge? How many charges that covers Gauss surface cover in this case for point particle? How many? Hello, hello. What? Sorry. Just a moment. Okay, hello, hello. Anyone can hear me? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Okay, yeah. So, okay, let me repeat the question. How many charges that Gauss surface cover in this case? Halo, halo. Atau pakai bahasa Indonesia? Kalau Anda tidak mengerti. Jadi kalau permukaan Gauss ini mengcover atau menutupi berapa banyak muatan di situ? Muhammad Arya Satya. How many charge? Muhammad Arya Satya. Halo.
Yes, Pak.
Yes. How many charge?
I think it's 3, Pak.
What? 3. Okay. Muhammad Dafian. Muhammad
Yes,
Dafian.
sir.
How many charge? Berapa banyak muatan yang ditutupi oleh permukaan Gauss? Berapa banyak muatannya? How many charge that Gauss law covers? Amadea Naura Leza. Amadea, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how many charge?
My guess is 0.
0. Okay. Naila Fatia. How many charge?
I don't quite know, sir.
Sorry? Halo ya, berapa banyak muatan yang tidak ada di dalam permukaan, yang ada di dalam bolanya?
Yes, sir. 0, sir.
0. So who's talking? Halo?
Dafian, sir.
Oke, Davian. Oke. Wildan Akmal. Wildan Akmal.
Yes, sir.
Ya, berapa banyak muatan yang ditutupi oleh permukaan Gauss? Atau di dalam bola ini ada berapa banyak muatan?
Uh, 0, sir.
0. Okay, why you state your answer is 0?
I don't know, sir. I just see 0
Okay.
in the middle.
Okay, so if you see from the picture, how many charges inside the sphere?
There's 8.
Sorry?
8, sir.
8?
Yeah.
Why 8?
There is a triangle inside the circle.
Oh, okay, I understand. So these lines here represent the electric field lines, not the charge. The charge only at the center or at the origin. So how many charges in this case? We have only one at the origin. Okay, so Q enclosed in this case, yeah, is 1. Okay, the number is 1, so the magnitude is capital Q. Okay, this is what it means about key enclosed, ENC. So it means how many the number of the charge, yeah, that are inside the surface, or inside, in this case, the sphere. Okay, is there any question about this? Any question?
Sir, I still doesn't understand how to count the charge.
Yeah, the charge, you see that the charge here, we have the symbol here. This one. O, it means origin. O, it means origins. Sorry. O, it means origin. Q means charge. A charge. Okay, it should be plus Q, plus capital Q. Okay, so we have only two charges. Only one charge in this case that lies at the origin. Okay. Okay, is there any question about this? Or comments? Anyone?
Sir, I have a question.
Sorry. Yes?
Is it possible to have more than one charge in the origin?
No, in this case, classically, 1 point, 1 charge. Okay, 1 point, 1 charge. So in Coulomb's law, it is forbidden to have 1 point with 2 charges. Okay, we have discussed it yesterday because it causes the singularity, yeah, of the force, okay, between them. If we have 2 charges at the same point, so it should be 2 points, 2 charges. Okay, is it clear or?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, okay. Anyone? Anyone? Sorry. Oke, I will talk in Indonesian. Ya. Jadi kalau Anda lihat di sini, jadi dalam hukum Gauss itu sebenarnya umum ya, dia istilahnya muncul di matematika. Ya, jadi hukum Gauss itu intinya bunyinya begini. Jadi flux dari sebuah medan listrik dalam sebuah volume, ya, distribusi dari medan listrik dalam sebuah permukaan tertutup, ya, itu sama dengan jumlah medan listrik pada permukaan. Oke. Dalam artian ini sama dengan fluxnya. Oke, dan fluxnya ini itu sama dengan key enclosed dibagi dengan epsilon 0. Jadi key enclosed di sini itu adalah berapa banyak, kalau saya buat misalkan seperti ini adalah permukaan bola. Jadi di pusatnya itu ada muatan titik di O. Oke. Muatan titik di O. Ya. Jadi berapa key enclosed-nya? Berarti cuma satu, karena secara klasik satu titik itu cuma bisa satu muatan. Oke, tidak boleh ada satu titik dua muatan. Jadi nanti gayanya itu akan meledak. Ya, seperti yang kemarin kita udah jelaskan. Ya, jadi karena dia itu di sini kan cuma satu, maka key enclosed-nya untuk yang di dalam bola ini itu adalah Q besar. Oke? Dibagi epsilon 0. Nah, epsilon 0 ini menyatakan bahwa yang kita kerjakan itu merupakan kasus vakum, di mana muatan itu terletak di vakum, bukan di bahan. Kalau di bahan beda lagi. Nah, jadi kalau secara umum sebenarnya kalau saya ambil sebuah permukaan tertutup sembarang dan di situ ada medan magnetik, ada muatan listrik, ya. Ada muatan listrik, ya, dq besar, ya. Misalkan di titik itu. Jadi makanya integral tertutup dari E pada permukaan itu sama dengan Q enclosed dibagi dengan epsilon. Dan E dot A pada permukaan tertutup itu tidak lain adalah flux medan listrik. Oke, nah sekarang kasusnya ini kita ambil contoh untuk yang muatan titik. Nah, muatan titik itu apa? Muatan titik itu ya tadi, jadi satu titik itu hanya bisa di satu muatan. Dan muatan titik itu menurut hukum Coulomb itu punya simetri bola. Apa simetri bola? Bahwa medan listriknya itu hanya bergantung pada jarak atau radius dari bolanya, seperti ini. Jarak atau radius ke permukaan bola, dari titik pusat ke permukaan bola. Misalkan radiusnya itu adalah R, gitu ya, R kecil. Sehingga nanti kalau saya buat permukaan bola dengan radius R, maka medan listrik di permukaan bola ini akan sama. Oke, asal radiusnya sama, maka besar medan listriknya sama. Besar medan listrik sama, tetapi medan listriknya berbeda karena arahnya pasti berbeda kan di setiap titik ini. Besar medan listriknya sama, gitu, tapi arahnya berbeda. Oke. Nah, untuk di sini besar medan listrik itu adalah Q per Q kecil, ya. Q dibagi 4pi epsilon 0 R kuadrat. Oke. Nah, sekarang kita juga tahu bahwa luas permukaan bola itu adalah 4pi R kuadrat. Oke. Karena ini adalah permukaan bola itu adalah permukaan tertutup, jadi ini bisa saya sebut ini adalah sebagai Gauss surface, atau permukaan Gauss. Nah, jadi intinya gitu. Nah, jadi kalau saya masukkan kasus untuk muatan titik, ya, jadi pada permukaan itu E-nya itu adalah ini Q kecil dibagi 4pi epsilon R kuadrat. Sedangkan A-nya itu adalah 4pi R kuadrat. Sehingga nanti kalau saya ini kan, kalau saya harusnya maaf. Ini saya ada kesalahan ya. Ini harusnya bukan Q kecil ini. Nah, tadi nggak mengkritik, koreksi gitu. Ini Q besar, ini Q besar. Sorry. Ya. Oke, jadi ada kesalahan di situ yang saya tulis. Jadi Q besar, ya, seperti itu. Jadi ini adalah kalau saya kalikan itu tidak lain nanti akan sama dengan Q besar dibagi epsilon 0. Nah, Q besar di sini itu tidak adalah Q enclosed. Jadi Q enclosed itu apa? Kalau saya buat permukaan Gauss, nah, permukaan Gauss itu menutupi berapa muatan. Dalam hal ini itu cuma satu muatan, yaitu yang di origin, yang di titik asal. Oke, sampai sini dulu ada pertanyaan nggak? Atau ada yang kurang jelas? Saya pakai bahasa Indonesia untuk mungkin menyimpulkan dan sekaligus juga menambahkan dan mengoreksi apa-apa yang kurang tadi saya memakai bahasa Inggris. Ada pertanyaan? Any question? Komen? Ada komentar? Ada komentar? Ada komentar? Pertanyaan cukup jelas? Cukup jelas, saya stop sampai di sini. Nanti kita lanjutkan mungkin hari Jumat kita mulainya jam 9:30 aja ya, sampai jam 11 lah. Sebentar.